Vibe Kage here, and this is the 8K special, so I'm just gonna get into it. Naruto's ancient clan is the D clan, or, it's called the D clan because the one who pretty much made it renowned had the name Daishi. And rather than, have the whole Daishi clan, he just said the D clan. That's it. He doesn't really feel a need to go off of another name. He's Daishi. So, that's kind of how he spreads. Daishi would be the person in the background that is Naruto's grandfather. And he's actually friends with the Sage of Six Paths and his brother, He knew about the Kaguya. He's actually one of the few people who seem to have helped the shinobi world without them realizing, because the D clan in this one is responsible for ninja summonings in general. And thanks to him, and the Otsutsukis and his clans later on through generations, they would help build not just summonings, but sealing jutsus. The Uzumakis grew and learned from them as well. They would help show people nature chakras as well, very easily. And now we get to Naruto. You see, Naruto in this one would actually get sealed away when he is about 10 years old. Now, why, you may ask, is due to the fact that when Naruto is 10, Indira and Ashura, there would be right at their rivalry, the height at that rivalry, when the war is taking place. His mother decides to seal Naruto away in one of their sacred gourds. He would be in suspended animation until someone with equivalent amount of chakra would open the jar, and boom, Naruto would be awakened. And yeah, the person whose chakra is pumped through the seal also, knowledge would be shared through them, recapping all the history that they know. That because she didn't think it'd be that long. No, she would die, Naruto is lost, all that good jazz. As we now go to a time skip. Now, things would still kind of go normal with Minato and Kushina still being in love. They would have a child. But during the birth, Obito, when he came in, he found out that the baby was dead. So, in the height of their sadness, he would extract Kushina's nine-tailed Jinchuriki. Biju, my bad. I'm confused. I confused it. My bad. Obito extracted Kurama from Kushina in, the morning of grief. Even though they didn't have a place to seal Kurama, Minato and Kushina decided, this fox has taken so much, let's take it down with us. So, they both perform a Reaper Death Seal to seal the two halves of Kurama within them. They would die, and thus Kurama is sealed within the Shinigami's stomach. Kurama is pissed off because this isn't something he could escape. Now, not normally. But Kurama is officially sealed within the Reaper stomach. So, yes, Kushina and Minato died. GG's. Now, Hiruzen would still become, would retake over the throne. And during this time, when Orochimaru would be escaping, he would have heard about, them finding this really old gourd that no matter how many ninjas have tried to unlock it or unseal it, they just keep on dying. This has been happening for the past 5 years. Orochimaru's finally gotten his hands on it. It's been through the mist, through the stone, through the cloud. No one's been able to unseal it. Now, unbeknownst to all of them, each person who has done it has damn near died from chakra exhaustion. Very barely have someone been able to pull them away. They've even done groups and nothing. They've all almost died from it. All their knowledge and information is still passed on to Naruto. So Naruto knows secrets from the mist, stone, cloud, rain, sound, snow, everywhere in general. As, during the raid, that this would be Sarutobi and Jiraiya, and a bunch of other ninjas. And, just for the sake of some added spiciness, Kiba's father is in this one because they never really show much about him. I remember that some people say, oh no, I think it's like he ran away, or like he abandoned the village, or he was banished, or something along those lines. So in this one, I'm gonna have him die by Orochimaru's hands. So, sorry not sorry, as Orochimaru would cast a genjutsu on them. Kiba's father and his dog would rush in over, and they would expel their chakra in a way that they didn't realize was offering up to the seal, which Orochimaru just let them expel all their chakra. Even a few other ninjas. Eventually, Sarutobi and Jiraiya were able to break the genjutsu before they actually offered up any chakra, which this annoyed Orochimaru because Orochimaru was just seeing as the actual seals are being undone. Smoke is rising from them. As now something else happens. To the surprise of our surviving 3 ninjas, as the gourd stops glowing, and then it cracks, and then it just breaks. Nothing happens. Orochimaru feels pissed off. He spent a lot of money, and he did sacrifice a lot of his, somewhat successful curse mark recipients, those who had his chakra, those who had power, and they would all be going through. As the seal, the gourd just broke. There's nothing in there. Everyone's confused. This is when Jiraiya, he opens up his palm to open a Rasengan. As he rushes towards Orochimaru, Orochimaru is, he's annoyed, but he is not caught lacking. He easily turns to sludge, earth clone. Jiraiya is pissed off that his attack didn't go through. Orochimaru is already escaping when, before him, a white light shined with some darkness just under it. As a boy with blonde hair, he's wearing a white robe. There are wings coming out of his back that quickly turned into white chakra and recessed into his body. As, he's saying, Orochimaru, you really are just horrible. As Orochimaru's just like, who is this brat? As Naruto would stick out his hand, and then a sudden power of gusting wind would blast Orochimaru right through the stomach. And I don't mean like sending him back. I just mean a hole through his stomach the size of a hand, like perfectly the size of an actual hand, just shot right through him. Orochimaru has to do his weird snake substitution, but the moment he's like already is sticking his head out of his new mouth, Naruto already grabbed his face. And then he's saying, this is an interesting one that he wants to try. As his hand starts to glow green. And what he's doing is medical ninjutsu from one of the shinobis that Orochimaru has sacrificed. And what he did at that very instance is, with just his thumb and his pinky, gouged out Orochimaru's eyes. Just no hesitation. Just stuck his fingernails in them. Ripped them out, severing, all optical nerves, as Orochimaru yells out in pain because it's literally as he just got out of his new body. As this is when Hiruzen and Jiraiya would show up as Naruto, he'd have Orochimaru's snake eyes dangling from his hand. He throws them to the ground as he breathes in and he's saying, Fireball, Jutsu. Orochimaru couldn't see this, but he could feel the chakra. He's able to slither out of the way. He is temporarily blinded right now, as this did catch him by surprise. He does use his snake substitution again, but of course doing this lets Naruto know where he's at, so Naruto would yet again, white chakra would shoot out of his back, forming the 6 wings. They could see what looks to be eyes in the 6 wings, as he then disappears, reappears in front of Orochimaru, and this time, to a horrid surprise to you know, Jiraiya and Hiruzen, this man seemingly made 6 Rasengan's inside of a blue orb almost instantly. This is Ashura's technique. Now, the one he developed from smashing into rocks multiple times. Not the one from Minato. This is the evolved form. As, yes, this is something he learned. He did this, and he slams all 6 Rasengan's in its aura's casing into Orochimaru, utterly, crippling this man. His right arm is completely gone. Part of his face is just, I guess you could say, a mixture of burnt and then just twisted. Like the flesh and the bones itself are ripped and warped, twisting in ways that are very weird. Multiple spirals around Orochimaru's body forms. His eyes are still gouged out at the moment. Wait, no. He just barely got his eyes fixed from getting gouged out. So, he's just like, what is he? What is this chakra? It's so... He licks his lips as he's saying, incredible. As, he would rush towards Naruto. Naruto would sidestep him, smack Orochimaru with the back of his hand. Orochimaru gets sent towards where's Jiraiya. Jiraiya would not take this chance, and not hit Orochimaru. You see, he charged the Rasengan of his own, which Naruto would see. As he's just like, Ashura's technique. As, he realizes it's at a much weaker level, but the Rasengan hits Orochimaru. Orochimaru gets sent flying into the trees. This is when the Sound 4 would show up. Jiroba would create a bunch of earth walls to create a barrier-esque. Saikon would be ready to create the 3 Rashomon gates. Well, 1 Rashomon gate. As Naruto decides this is going to be something relatively fun. As in his hands, he claps. He charges all of his chakra. All the chakra that he's gained throughout the time. As then he's saying particle style. Disintegrating spears. As he opens his palm to show 5 spears floating above him. Hiruzen and Jiraiya had heard what he said when he said particle style, so they're confused. As, yes, remember, I did say he was throughout all the villages, and they all tried to unseal Naruto. So, keeping that in mind, he launches all 5 spears towards the walls. They drill through them relatively easy. Now, this is what surprises Orochimaru. The spears, despite going through the walls, would still be going. They would just shrink down in size. Of course, Jiroba would still try and use earth walls to block them, but the spears are barely shrinking. They're just shooting through. Eventually, I think it was... yeah, Saikon. He finally summons the Rashomon gate, which, they get disintegrated through right as well. But only 1 spear, as Naruto forced them into a line to concentrate it, so 1 spear still shot out, and it did, stab Saikon in the stomach. So he dies early on, as he feels his body starting to disintegrate. Naruto, he smirks as he then yawns, falls next to a tree, as he's saying, I'm too tired. As, Hiruzen and Jiraiya, they would pick up the unconscious kid, take him back to the Hidden Leaf. They don't have any chakra suppression skills or anything. They're fully, aware. The story is, he was someone that Orochimaru almost kidnapped. They don't know what they want with him. So, yeah. Danzo was trying to, then we must kill the boy. Hiruzen's just saying, I will gouge out your fake Uchiha eye, you piece of shit. You leave this boy alone. You did not see why Orochimaru wanted him, and we just want to know why. Anyway, we continue on is because Jiraiya, he picked up a piece of the gourd, and it holds this marking right here. It holds that mark on it. As he's looking at it and he remembers this in old scrolls in the Uzumaki clan and in the Namikaze library. He just remembers it called the D clan. That's all he told Hiruzen, and Hiruzen saying, "Do you know what the D clan stands for?" No, honestly, no. And no one actually remembers. It's really weird. Despite being from the D clan, they just have the name and then the initial D. It's supposed to name after their founder or their strongest warrior, but we don't know. As they're looking at Naruto and they're thinking, "Do you think he's from that? Maybe." The Uchiha massacre would still happen as normal. So Sasuke is already 10 years old in this. As we go into a 2-week time skip where Naruto finally wakes up. He yawns, his stomach rumbles as, he goes. Also, another thing that I should mention right now, over the 2 weeks, he also had to mentally digest all the information that he got throughout all the villages. So, yeah, once he sees who Jiraiya and Hiruzen are, he's just like, I already know of you guys. Orochimaru had some of his people die trying to open that seal. As Naruto yawns, as he also looks really, really sad. They're like asking him what's wrong. As Naruto just sighs, as he's saying, "When you find out you're the last of your clan, what would you do?" As they look at him saying, "What? What do you mean?" As Naruto explains, the only reason why it took so long for that seal to be opened is because no one had any of my clan's former chakra going through them. They must have, he thinks back to Indira and Ashura in their fight. He remembers how his mom would have told him she'll be right back for him. As he realizes centuries had gone by. And despite his broken heart of, the realization that he is the last of his kind, he just simply looks at them and he's saying, "So, what is it that you wish to do with me? My name is Naruto D. I'm from the D clan." As he looks at Jiraiya, as he tells him, "Do you want to know what the D stands for?" As, he nods. Hiruzen, he comes closer. As Naruto would then point out about the Anbu was in their location, and there was one that Hiruzen didn't have. As Naruto would say, "Well, his chakra signature is different from yours." He's just like, "What do you mean? The person he follows has a much darker chakra signature." He has implanted chakra signatures in him too. He was allies with that snake. As the Anbu, he's sweating, but you can't tell under his mask. As Naruto looks at him, as he's saying, "I know who you are. One of Orochimaru's servants knew you perfectly, and he knew a lot about the experiments. I also know about Tenzo and his implanted wood style. Kakashi Hatake with the Sharingan, Kushina Uzumaki, the last Jinchuriki to die, sealing the Nine Tails within the Reaper Death Seal, with her husband, Minato Namikaze." Naruto would then go into the next 10 minutes of explaining how he has secrets from the Hidden Leaf, the Hidden Mist, Hidden Cloud, just the all-around people, due to the fact that the clan of the Daishi are the ones who originated summoning and sealing. So if there's any sort of jutsu that he has efficiency in, it's these two. He might have his 10-year-old body, but due to the fact that he's part of the D clan, he was already hella proficient. He remembers the Senju and the Uchiha clan. He explains how they are descendants of people who he used to know, and from what he can tell from the memories of everyone behind them, the only two people who would have rivaled Naruto when Naruto is in his prime would have been Madara Uchiha and the first Hokage, Hashirama Senju. He knows about the Sannin, and They saw how he was doing to Orochimaru, using him as a punching bag. And this is after he just woke up from a very long nap and is still incredibly hungry, which his stomach rumbles as he just looks at it and he's just like, soon stomach, as he pats himself on the belly. As Hiruzen looks at him weirdly, Jiraiya looks at him weirdly. They're all confused on what the fuck is this man? What is this boy? Who is he? Can we really believe what he's saying? As Naruto decides to show his wings again, as then he's saying, from my knowledge, the Akamichi clan has something similar, but they have to use chakra pills to further their chakra networks. He retracts his wings. He then explains how the D-clan's own form of chakra manipulation kind of helps the lesser known clans. Those who aren't part of Hagoromo's main of Uchiha, Uzumaki, Senju, Hyuga, and all that. All those who aren't really from the main Otsutsuki bloodline, if you will, or sub-bloodlines. As, the humans of the world, Daishi was just like them. He just reached a level of godhood due to training, and now, it's passed on. He would show his teachings to other people. He would have multiple children, multiple wives. He would be the head of his own clan, the Daishi clan, thus the D clan. And thus, he gives out the D. Now, we continue on with this story as we do a 2-year time skip of Naruto being in the academy. But this is more or less just for face value. They can't have him... Oh shit, my bad. They can't have him not go to the academy, just being around in the village. They don't really know Naruto, so this is for him to get along with people. He talks to no one. Absolutely no one. He sees how everyone is, and he instantly has been a judgmental prick about them. I'm not going to lie to you. He already feels like he's better than everyone here. He knows he is, actually. He knows that no one here can contend with him. He also has that unfair my shoulder. Oh, if you heard that pop, that was my shoulder. Hold up. Let me see if I can get it again. Yep, there it is. Oh, shit. Oof, that felt good. Oh, no, my arm feels kind of numb now. Fuck, my bad. I was drowning on that. Continue on with the what if, as we now have Naruto. He spends some time, people who would try and fight him. No one has ever been able to beat him in the in taijutsu. When it comes to ninjutsu, genjutsu, and all that, they don't really have Naruto go up, which everyone is thinking, oh, it must be because he's terrible, as, he let this go on for about 1.5 years. Until an incident with Kiba thinking he's top dog. Naruto decides, fuck off with it, as he would instantly just bite his thumb, weave through some hand signs, and then he slams his hand down, saying summoning jutsu. Now, keep in mind, 11.5, everyone else is just kind of like watching as around the whole room, 6 rings appeared, and smoke shows up, and I love this one. Also the song, and also Anime King is lit. I'll watch that later. I'm gonna have it ready on my Xbox right now, actually. As back to the what if, as he places his hands down, he summons a tiger, a wolf, a gorilla, a motherfucking lion, and just because he could, and this surprises a fuck ton of people, and also got him a bunch of, chicks looking at him now, because this one was under him, a motherfucking Pegasus, my guy. Yes, he summons a Pegasus. You see, Naruto actually still has all of his mythic summons, which is something Naruto has because he's part of the Daishi clan, which is something exclusive to the Daishi clan. But I'm not above giving some people other of the mythic summons. I will be doing that later, but not right now. Sasuke would see this. He's instantly like, tease me, tease me, tease me. Ugh, nutting because I can get stronger. I will leech off of this guy. I'll leech. If you're a Sasuke fanboy, I'm not sorry. I don't hate Sasuke. I just like making fun of people and making fun of things that people like because I'm a dick. Anyway, continuing on with the what if. Correction. First yawning, then continuing on with the what if. As Naruto, at this moment, no one would fuck with him, but a lot of girls would want to fuck him, or fuck with him, or be fucked by him. As, the whole Pegasus summoning, he would get into decent talking with Shikamaru and Choji, only for the sole fact that Shikamaru at one point had seen Naruto sleeping, and Naruto could still feel around him, so, it's like he's semi-awake. He could still dodge, he could still react. As, Sakura would hit Naruto because he's sitting close to Sasuke, and Shikamaru would instantly use the Shadow Possession Jutsu, and cause Sakura to slam into the desk, causing her to knock herself out, as Shikamaru was just standing in the stairwell, so he just bent down really fast and really hard as Sakura, GG's, she out cold, night-night. You ready to go night-night? If you know that, good job. If you don't, it was Kevin Hart. I wasn't going to do anything special with that. As Naruto, he would laugh. He'd have a smile. As he would make a mental note of this. And he would make sure that Shikamaru gets a good summoning. As the difference with Choji is, Choji was being picked on when Shikamaru was sick. And Naruto, it just annoyed him. You see, they were just doing the same old thing with just ruining his food and calling him fat. Choji would get mad and get his ass beat. Now this happened for 2 days. On the third day, Naruto not only stopped them from taking Choji's food, Naruto decided he's going to have a friend of his scare the shit out of them. As from the sky, a roar is heard as a giant 7-foot dragon falls, and it lands next to Naruto as it nods to Naruto, and Naruto saying, "Oh, this is my pet Malfoy." As, yes, Dragon Malfoy, Draco Malfoy. He's green, yes. As, everyone's just scared of him, as then, poof, he pulls into smoke, as Naruto saying, "He's one of my summonings," as, he places a hand on Choji, and he straight up says, "And if Choji ever needs him, or needs me, we'll be here in a bit." Just a simple palm strike away. As they realize what he means by that is Naruto would use them as a surface for summoning, which they're aware that in order to summon, you need something stable due to the amount of chakra that's going to be forced through the body, forced through the ground for the actual jutsu to come forth. And if it's on a human body, chances are it's not going to feel too good if they're awake. I mean, Kakashi did it to an unconscious person, so we're not going to talk about that. But it was Pakun, so I don't think it was that bad, because I remember when the summoning pain puppet did that to Ibiki, and he acted like his insides were just exploding and being raped by the predator and alien xenomorph. Some of y'all might get offended that I just say alien without being specific, even though I say predator, which are also known as adhuches for those who do not know. As continuing on with the what if, I apologize, not really. Naruto, him and Choji and Shikamaru, they would all get along, as he would actually ask them, would they want one of his summonings? He has a bunch of contracts. He would pull them into his apartment. He would pull out the tiger contract, the cheetah contract, the jaguar, the wolf, the gorilla, the penguin, the antelope, the rhino, the elephant, the bat, the shark, the dragon, the lion, the chameleon, the hawk, the squid, the octopus, the jellyfish, the bear. Oh, my mythic ones are, I also have a phoenix, a unicorn, griffin, and Pegasus. Oh, he pulls out another one, as then he's saying, turtle. Also got a turtle summoning. As, he throws the scroll aside. He pulls out a fun one that when he pulls it up, he's just like, yes! Choji, I think this one will be perfect for you. As he throws it to Choji, Choji reads butterfly. Butterfly? As, he's saying, just do the contract. As Choji does. Keep in mind, he's still 11 and a half, so of course he's going to summon two little insects as summoning jutsu. To his surprise, he actually summoned two, as they were actually popping out of an apple, as it is, a green caterpillar looking one with this weird red, horn beetle-esque snout, as it could shoot out some silk, as the one next to it is kind of red with some green legs. It looks weirdly like a caterpillar moth hybrid thing, as it does have a horn on its head, and it does, shoot out some poison needles. As Choji's just like, whoa, they're cool. As, what are you gonna name them? As, he thinks Butterfree and Beautifly. As he points to the horn one, and as he says Beautifly, and that one, the caterpillar, is Butterfree. Yes, they're Pokemon pretty much. They're gonna look like the Pokemon for Choji. And if you have a issue with it, you can go eat a piece of shit and then shit it out and then go fuck your father with it. That's how little I care about if you do not like Choji getting two Butterfree, a Butterfree and a Beautifly. Because he deserves some Pokemon, my guy. And that is also one of the things that I'm going to be doing in this one. As, in case you haven't realized, or if you don't know the references, this is from Power Rangers Jungle Fury, one of my personal favorites. Just because I thought it was lit as fuck. So, yes. Now we're continuing on with the what if, as he then throws a scroll to, well, two scrolls to Shikamaru. Shikamaru's confused about this one, as, he's saying one's perfect for him, as he says it's the bat summoning. As Shikamaru's saying, why would he want a bat summoning? As he's saying, well, the Nara clan's specialty is shadows, right? Darkness. As then he's saying, well, consider the bat once your perfect one. As he's saying, the bat also can teach you a special type of taijutsu. One that focuses on removing eyesight. Well, in other words, the bat can teach you how to counter that Sharingan user Uchiha. As Shikamaru's just like, will it be hard? No, but at least you can literally fight with your eyes closed. As Shikamaru's just saying, interesting. As he lifts up the other one and saying, okay, what's this one? I love this song. Okuno Suzume. Skipping it because I am a simp for certain chicks, I'm not gonna lie. The girl who was singing just previously is the girl who's on my home screen. She's also my lock screen, but I would have to push my lock screen, which would cut the actual video, so I'm not trying to do that. So just take my word. As, yeah, her voice, bro, the way she sings, it just hits the feels instantly, so, yeah, I can't deny that. No, this one works. Another Life by Motionless in White, as, not too feely, but some feels, so I accept. As, back to the what if, as, Shikamaru, he accepts the wolf, not the wolf, but the bat summoning one. Sorry, it's not the wolf one either. It was just me reading the paper wrong. It's because wolf is above bat. As he then bites his thumb, he signs the other one. He summons summoning jutsu. And, to his surprise, there's a little jaguar. Little baby jaguar cub. As it yawns, it looks at Shikamaru, and it wags its tail. As Shikamaru's just like, I'm not a cat person, but this is really cute. As, the jaguar meows at him, as he's just saying, I'm naming him Meowth, as he picks it up. As, it licks his face, Shikamaru laughs a little bit as, you know, Wormhole, well, not Wormhole, but Beautifly and Butterfly, they attach to Shikamaru, not Shikamaru, but Choji, as he's happy with his summonings too. As, you know, Naruto saying for them to keep those contracts as he trusts them. Since he's part of the D clan, he sees no reason why he shouldn't help the Akamichi or the Nara clan, since their jutsus are something that isn't Gekkei Genkai related, and neither is summoning contracts, nor is sealing jutsus. His two specialties, which, you know, not Naka. I was about to say Shikamaru Nara, but I like mashed his name into one. As Shikamaru would say, "You mean like the Uzumaki clan?" As Naruto would laugh as he tells Shikamaru, "It would be a huge drag for you to learn all about my clan's history, my guy." As Naruto would chuckle, Shikamaru would just nod, saying, "Okay. Thanks for the summoning, though." As, you know, the little bat would also land on Shikamaru's ponytail and hang upside down, napping. And Shikamaru's just like, "I don't know why this feels comfortable for me, too." As, you know, he's saying that's the point of the Daishi clan summonings. You know, if you're going to put your chakra through one of these scrolls that are pumped with our clan's chakra, it's in a sense telling the person who, you know, you're summoning, they're a partner for life. As they look at him weirdly because of the word choice, as Naruto saying, word choicing, kinda poor, I get it. As he explains, what he means is, you know, the ones that appear to them are the ones that will always appear to them. These are the ones that were drawn to their chakra. So they're loyal to them because of the chakra that's calling them. It's like their chakra is their special catnip, their special alcohol of choice, their favorite drink, the favorite food, the best candy, if you will. That's what the chakra would be through the Daishi clan, the D clan. Naruto, once he finished explaining this to Shikamaru and Choji, they just smile as they realize they don't ever have to poof away. They can, but they don't ever have to. They would prefer they don't, but, you know, they also understand that situations might call for them not to be there. So, yeah, Shikamaru and Choji would take their pets home. You know, their moms would freak out a little bit, but their fathers, once they hear they're actually summonings, they would say, "Really?" You know, Shikamaru would have the mom watch the pets in one room, as all four of them are there. Shikamaru, Choji, and their dad are on the other side, on the top of the stone hands, as, you know, they both weave their hand signs as they say, "Summoning Jutsu!" The four disappear, and they appear around, you know, Choji, Shikamaru. And they're instantly cuddling up next to their summoners as they see this, and they're like, "Whoa." As, you know, Shikamaru starts laughing, the fact that Meowth is licking his face, and he does name his bat Crobat. So, yeah, they're going to get Pokemon names. Fight me. No, don't. I don't care enough to fight people online. This is just for shits and giggles because you don't pay me, and this doesn't pay my bills. So, sorry, not sorry. Don't worry, we're going to get more into it. I just like story building. As now we get into, and yes, this is very important, as Kiba would finally build up the courage to try and challenge Naruto, as it's a week before graduation. He knows that he probably won't win Naruto at the graduation, but he has to try at least one last time. He has to get one win. As, you know, Naruto says this: "If I win, bring me your mom's bra and panties." As Kiba gulps, everyone's just like, "The fuck?" You know, Sakura and Ito, they're like, "You pervert!" As, you know, Naruto just looks at them and saying, "I'm interested in women, not children. Be gone." With his one snap of the finger, a small shockwave formed in front of them, enough to separate the two by a foot and send them in different directions. As they were surprised at this, Sasuke's is just narrowing and glaring at Naruto. But Sasuke's glaring at Sasuke. That's how emo he is. Nah, he's glaring at Naruto for that weird snapping jutsu, apparently. As, Kiba, he accepts you would get bodied, and he would get caught. Not only would he get caught, his mother would proceed to march over to Naruto's house, and, she would attempt to bang on his door, when the moment she has her fist touch the actual wood, she just falls right through. She realizes that the door was actually a genjutsu. And, she falls in, she lands on her back, as she's just like, oh, I am going to... As then chakra binds appear around her, strapping her in. No, it's not what you're thinking. As, Naruto, he senses that someone's at his house, as he's just like, huh, very well. As he body flickers off of the training ground where he was meditating. As he shows up, he sees, I want to say it was Tsume. No, hold up. See, this is really weird. It's Tsume. Well, technically you can Tsume or Tsume or Tsume. Anyway, Tsume is she's scowling at Naruto, growling at him, as Naruto's just like, huh. He's just staring and watching over Tsume. He's wearing his white robe rather than his regular ninja attire. As she's just like, what are you doing? As Naruto's just saying, I find it strange. You are most definitely a worthy mate. As, Tsume narrows her eyes as, she's silent for right now, but she hears him out. As Naruto then says, yet, I don't know you. Part of me wants to ravage you. As Tsume is just like, wait, what? As, Naruto grabs his head, as he admits to her, as he's saying, your husband, he died on the raid for Orochimaru. You must know this, right? As she growls at Naruto and saying, don't you dare, as Naruto says, Susu, stop. As, her eyes widen because that's what, this is just for bullshit, just because I want to. As, this is the nickname that Kiba's father would always call her. As she said, how do you, as, he goes to her, places 2 fingers on her forehead. She shuts her eyes at this moment. Well, not necessarily she shuts her eyes. More or less, her eyes roll in the back of her head as, she then gains the memories of Kobayashi running through hand signs through Orochimaru's genjutsu, what really happened, and Naruto inadvertently gaining the memories of Kobayashi, which meant the whole meeting with Tsume, and, the fact that she's very close to him, it seems to trigger these memories and longing, as, she's just saying, wait, so my husband's sealed within you? As Naruto would shake his head, he's saying, no, he did die. Orochimaru is a bastard, and I do want to kill him. For my own reasons, true, but he lifts up Tsume. He undoes the ceilings on her body. She's able to sit up as he helps her up, and he's saying, but for some reason, the fact that he hurt you because of my summoning annoys me. I didn't want to take someone precious from you. And I'm no substitute for them either, and I don't mean to. But, he does bring in Tsume close as he makes eye contact with her, as then he whispers in her ear, I do want to ravish you. Make animalistic love to you at this very moment. as she blushes as, Naruto lets her go, as he's saying, but I'm not even kidding. As, he sits on his couch, as, he gestures for her to sit next to him. She doesn't know why she does, but she does, as, she's looking at him weirdly. So, are you gonna jump on me? As Naruto's saying, no. But I've already seemed to given my aid to both the Nara and the Akamichi clan, at least with their sons, their future heads. As, he states that he's already beaten the shit out of Kiba, and not that he wants to make the Inuzaka seem weak, but, he doesn't really want to help them, but he wants to help Tsume. See, that sounds weird now that I say it like that. Because then I think of Tsume from Agame got killed. So it's just Tsume, no? It's weird. I think so. Tsume, I'm just gonna say Tsume instead of Tsume because that's. I'm gonna feel like I'm gonna just think of Tsume, and that's just too. I don't know why that keeps on showing up. I thought I turned off that notification. Anyway, back to the word of as, Naruto, he's saying that he wants to help the Unozakas, but the clan head Kiba is too weak. He feels she needs a new clan head. And what, she's saying, you? Naruto laughs as he's saying no. And this is where, he instantly jumps on Tsume, pins... See what it means? It don't sound right. He pins down Tsume as, he nibbles on her neck. He's doing the exact same movements that her husband would do that would make her, get ready, get in the mood for the hip grinding and all the pelvic pinochle play. As, he's, he whispers in his ear and he's saying, no, the one that we're gonna make. As he blows in her ear, her body quivers the entire time as, she's about to tell Naruto just to, take her as he stops. He sticks out his hand and he's saying, as a genin, it's frowned upon. As a chunin, I have more leniency. As, she's blushing as she's saying, why me? Why not just one of the younger Inosakas? As Naruto straight up said, the Queen Alpha is the strongest, yes? So why would I settle for a lesser bitch? As, she growls, but at the same time she's turned on by this Naruto. As she agrees, she leaves. She also tells Naruto, catch, as, Naruto grabs a wetted pair of panties, as he smiles, as she leaves, blushing and embarrassed, as she quickly gets the hell out of there. As now we do a time skip where Team 7 is built like normal. We get the whole introducing yourself. Kakashi was still late, but yeah. Naruto wouldn't have been napping, he was just waiting, reading. Sakura would be annoying Sasuke, and Sasuke would be ignoring Sakura. So we're all Gucci. Oof, as I dropped my phone. As we're back. And then we're back. As Naruto, when Kakashi arrives, Naruto's just saying, so if I beat you right now, can I get a stronger sensei? Is Kakashi instantly just like, oh, fuck no. I'm about to... I can't wait to read my porn book and beat this kid's ass. As, he's saying, let's go up to the building and, introduce ourselves. As Kakashi tried to body flicker away, but, to his surprise, the moment that door closed, a seal prevented anyone from leaving. As Naruto's saying, yeah, you're not gonna make me wait any longer. I had this seal in place because when I heard it was gonna be Kakashi Hatake, the copycat ninja who's copied over 1,000 jutsus, who, had his special thousand birds pierce a certain Konoichi, as Kakashi narrows his eyes as he tells Naruto enough. As Naruto saying, "Did I hit a nerve?" As he stands up, as he's saying, "Imagine how it feels to be waiting for someone like that. Your teammates might not be here right now, and I do feel bad for you. I do feel bad about your father as well." As he points to Sasuke, saying, "That one who lost his clan. I feel sympathy as well. But I do have a limit to patience. So, please, for the sake of what you call a team, don't be late again, Kakashi." As Kakashi, he's just saying, "Fine." As Naruto would say, "This is where we introduce ourselves, correct? Kakashi Hatake, Sasuke Uchiha, Sakura Haruno, and Naruto D." As, Sakura would be, "What the hell does the D even stand for?" As, Sasuke would be like, "Probably for dope." As, Sakura saying, "That's funny, Sasuke. Yeah, totally. It totally stands for dope. Or it might even stand for dork, or doofus, or dumbass." Or, as Sasuke looks at her and he's saying, "Shut up. You're annoying." As Naruto just shakes his head, as he's saying to Kakashi, "So, we have a fangirl, emo, a perverted old late man," as Kakashi glares at Naruto, and Naruto just saying, "And then you have me." And Sakura saying, "Oh yeah, and what's so..." Before she could even finish it, Naruto just gives her a glare that's saying, "You finish your sentence and your jaw would be promptly removed from your own head. Your fingers would be removed and attached to the carcass of your mother. So please, do shut the hell up." As Sakura just quiets down, sits down, and trembles in fear. As Naruto, he looks away. Sakura sighs in relief as she no longer feels the imminent death stare. As Kakashi, he's just like, "Oh boy, I'm gonna fail them with this bell test." As Kakashi was about to say everything, as Naruto saying, "Don't lie to us. You're gonna be late because you want us to simulate similar training. The first test is teamwork, and clearly we don't have it. So rather than beat around the bush, why don't you actually do something about it, like a sensei would, and train us to be a team?" As Kakashi narrows his eyes at Naruto yet again, as Naruto tells him, "You know, if there is one thing I learned about the White Fang, is he was always a stickler for the rules, right? So wouldn't his son at least try to be on time? Try to build a team? Maybe we should follow the rules, and you can give your ideals with that, not to abandon your friend." As, Naruto saying, "I am aware of Obito, Rin, Minato, and Kushina. And I get it. You lost a lot. Sasuke lost a lot. But I lost everything. You," as, he points to Sasuke, "still have a village that admires and just kisses the ground you shit on." As he points to Kakashi, "You still had friends here. You shut yourself off. I had to deal with losing everyone." He points to Sasuke because he knows Sasuke was about to say something. As he then points out, if you're a bigger idiot if you can't see the real reason why Itachi did what he did. As that's all Naruto would say. Sasuke would be like, "How dare you?" As Naruto would place a hand over his mouth, and Naruto would just ask him very plainly, "Would you like to know what death tastes like?" As, he starts pumping chakra through his hand, and Sasuke could feel, Naruto was about to do some sort of attack that would definitely taste like death. As Kakashi calms them down, they all break. As, they do the bell test the next day. It ends somewhat well. They still do really decent teamwork. Naruto is very efficient at using skill reading. He even tells Sasuke and Sakura, if they actually pass this test, he will give them a special summoning contract. One like how he did the Nara clan, the Akamichi clan, and then to the head of the Inuzaka clan. Not the future head, but the actual woman. She gained a wolf summoning. Naruto explains the Daishi contracts of his clan. Since he made the papers with his own chakra, yin yang release, my guy, or yang release, as he explains, when you put your blood and pump your chakra through this, it's going to bring you the most compatible partner of this contract. Not only is it a lifelong bond, but they don't ever actually poof away. They could get damaged, and if they need to, they can, but they would rather die than abandon their summoner. As to them, it is the person who is going to take them and explore the world with. As, Sasuke would demand a very strong one, Naruto would just tell him, here's the lion one, go apeshit. He gave Sakura the cheetah one, as she's thinking, why would I want a cheetah? As Naruto's saying, you can outrun the bitches and catch up to Sasuke faster this way. As she's just like, deal. They would both do their summoning jutsu. Sasuke would get annoyed when he would only have a little cub with black hair and green eyes, as it yawned at him and then just laid back to sleep. As Sakura, she would go apeshit over her little cheetah. She's picking it up, she's cuddling it up, and she's just saying, I love it so much, I'm gonna name it Skitty. As, they look at her really weirdly as she's saying, what? It's my special kitty cat. As, it's the Sakura kitty. As Naruto's just like, she don't know what she's saying. She don't know what she's saying. I'm not Jiraiya. I'm not Jiraiya. As, he has to suppress all these new, dark, perverted thoughts that run through his body. I turned on the heater because I'm kind of cold. As... shit. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not turning on. As Naruto, he tells Sasuke, of course he's going to get a little cub right now because look how old he is. He's not that much older than, the little cub, it finally gets up. It walks towards Sasuke. Sasuke, he does pick it up. It looks at him. Sasuke he's scowling at it. The lion scowls at him. So, the two are having a staring contest. As then the cat licks Sasuke's nose. And Sasuke couldn't help but to give out a small laugh as, he then embraces his little lion cub. As this is the only change I'm gonna have for the lion cub, as he does name it Simba. I can't not name a lion shinobi Simba because that would be just an insult to Simba and Lion King in general. So, yes, he does have Simba, as Simba would nuzzle his head to Sasuke's chin. Sakura would have her Skitty, and Skitty would have her tail mostly wrapped around Sakura's arm. as she mostly snuggles next to Sakura's arm. It's really weird. Sakura has her thumb in the cat's mouth as it's using it kind of like a pacifier. Not really nibbling on it, but just, resting. As Kakashi, he would be somewhat surprised at Naruto's summoning contracts. Naruto would offer him one, but when he's saying he has the dog one, Naruto offers him the wolf one. He's saying, yeah, no thanks, Naruto. I would love one. I really would. As Naruto scratches his cheek, as then he's saying he got it. He knows exactly which one would be perfect for Kakashi. Kakashi raises an eyebrow through his mask, I guess you can say, as, he pulls out a scroll. He hands it to Kakashi. Kakashi would, cut his thumb with a kunai, write Kakashi Hatsuke over it, weave the necessary hand signs, and right before, actually, he's about to slam his hand into the ground, Naruto saying, wait, as, hold up. I'm back, where was I? Oh yes, Kakashi runs through the hand signs. Naruto would pull Sasuke and Sakura back as Kakashi slams his hand down, and, to his surprise, nothing happened. At first. Eventually the earth starts to shake a little bit as, he looks at Naruto and saying, Naruto, as, he's shaking his head. This is all you, Kakashi. As Kakashi's worried about this. As, this is where things get a little bit fun, as from the ground erupts a giant, and I do mean giant, chameleon, or I guess you could say chameleon, as it wraps its tongue around Kakashi and places it on top of its head, and then just proceeds to, sleep. As Kakashi's confused on saying, Naruto, why did you give me a chameleon? As he's saying, due to the chameleon's special jutsu. What do you mean? It could link its eyes with you. As, Naruto explains that the chameleon's special ability is not only will Kakashi get to use the chameleon's ability to blend into with its camouflage jutsu, it will also be able to link its vision with Kakashi. Kakashi is wondering how. As, he points to the eye that's covered, as he's saying, if you have a dojutsu, the Daishi clan's contract used your chakra to it. It knows you have a dojutsu. It has synchronicity chakra with your dojutsu to link up with vision. As Kakashi's eyes widen, as, Sasuke is saying, wait, as Naruto saying, yes, even your little lion Simba will get the Sharingan eyes like yours. As, Sasuke smiles as he holds Simba up in the air, up like in the sun, where it looks like Simba's glowing like a god lion cub. As, in his head, he's just hearing, ha, kahena. He thinks Simba will be one of the best keys to defeating Itachi. Because, the Inuzakas might have a, dog, but what is a dog to a lion? Kakashi might have that giant overgrown chameleon, but there's no telling how big his lion could get. As, yes, they can grow to be abnormal size due to, the bond with their user. How much they feed him, how much they train him. Overall, that mixture is very important. As we now do a 2-month time skip where Naruto and Sasuke would be bored of D-rank missions. The trio have gotten really used to, even Kakashi's gotten really used to having a chameleon. He watches it mostly is in the forest, just because of its huge size. But it likes it nonetheless. Kakashi would still go out in there. He likes the whole camouflage jutsu that he gets, as it helps him hide from responsibilities a lot easier. So, as you know, they're all asking Hiruzen for a better mission, something much more worthy of their time. You know, Sakura's gotten much faster due to the cheetah. You see, the cheetah, unbeknownst to Sakura, had been training her to use more chakra into her legs, her hands, to just improve more efficiency, as Sakura would still have that heightened chakra control. So this cheetah would be one that, okay, we're gonna play, but playing is gonna be like this. As Naruto would tell her, you would have to use your chakra to enhance your body to keep up with the cheetah cub. You know, the lion cub didn't really run around, but it did show Sasuke lion combat taijutsu in the form of, you know, sparring, which might seem weird, but who was he sparring, you may ask? Well, to the hilarity of Sasuke, you know, the lion would always try and spar with, excuse me, excuse me, oof, my bad. It would always try and spar with Sakura or Ino. As, you know, the lion cub would jump up and move in certain ways that kinda, after a while, Sasuke would see it, looks similar to fighting styles. You know, the lion would notice when Sasuke would do it, and it would proceed to show him how. Sasuke would proceed to learn how to manipulate his nails with chakra to mimic claws. Now, this isn't like how the Inuzakas do it. Think similar to how, I guess you could say, Killua would do it, as it's very instantaneous, not really chakra pumping through his fingers at this point, due to how well focused he is with this. As he draws his nails, the veins would show up, his hand would get, you know, bulkier. Sasuke would also, you know, unbeknownst to Sasuke, the lion would subconsciously be giving him hand signs in his head, you know, a mental link, if you will. Same with the cheetah. It was also trying to teach Sakura special beast ninjutsus from their respective animal. You see, the lion wants to teach Sasuke Lion's Roar and Lion's Song. See, Lion's Song is a genjutsu that can place your opponent under hypnosis and make them fall asleep. Lion's Roar is pretty much, think of Danny Phantom's ghostly wail, and that's pretty much how it is. It echoes constantly, reverberating through the air, causing much damage to the human eardrums. As the cheetah one, it's trying to teach Sakura, in a sense, a special jutsu that I guess you could say is kind of like Swift style, but not like Swift style. Is 100 rendering fists, or 100 rendering paws, if you will. As, think of Fist of the North Star. It is 100 quick jabs to certain points throughout the body that on the 100th one, after 99 light jabs, the 100th was, number 100 fist or paw, that strike would, in a sense, connect all the kinetic energy that was just built up with all those 99 punches into that same one, making it 100 times stronger at the moment of impact. And yes, this is all because of the chakra control. Think of delayed punches coming right after each light jab, all focused on the one spot that had that 100 punch. So, is that strong as fuck? Yes. Will Sasuke be able to copy this? No. This is something that, you know, your animal spirit or animal summoning would have to teach you. As we cut to Choji and Shikamaru. I was about to add a third one. I'm like, no, doesn't get one. As Choji would have, surprisingly to his family of the Akamichi clan, he'd already learned how to shoot out sticky string. Silk string. He'd learned poison needles. He was already able to, and this is what really, really made his family happy, as Choji seemingly had gained a jutsu that, for a slight moment, his chakra would flare around his body, his pigmentation would change, it would gain a silver hue, and then quickly disappear, and Choji would then fight on. Now, it looked like nothing had changed, but Choji's body's durability had pretty much been multiplied by a steel beam. So, yeah, in a sense, this is hardening, the cocoons, because both Butters, as Butterfree and Beautifly had turned into their crystalline form. One is Metapod and one is now Silcoon. But they still show him the jutsu with strings, needles, and now hardening. As this is where things get more fun. As now we get into special jutsus for Shikamaru. Now, Shikamaru, he likes his bat. He would learn 2 different jutsus from his bat. One being echolocation. Yeah, I know it's not really a jutsu name, but it's what it is. As using chakra focused in his ears to such a degree, his sense of hearing gave him echolocation. He had actually put a blindfold that suppressed his vision and removed chakra from flowing into his eyes. It would be temporary, of course, but it's how the bat wanted him to train, and Shikamaru would proceed to learn how to use echolocation and kinda, gain sensory-esque abilities due to how well his hearing is. Now, his Jaguar one, was it the Jaguar? Yes, it was Jaguar. I love this song, but it makes me really sad. My bad, guys. Fuck, what time is it? Oh shit, it's almost 11. Ah, fuck. I got laundry to do. Alright then. I will end it here. I will recover what Shikamaru learns, and I will get to Tazuna and the bridge builder. Kinda sorry that I didn't get to that now, but I got laundry to do. I still gotta take a shower, and I still have that episode of Anime King to watch, and he will be dropping another What If soon, probably. So as soon as I finish the one that I have yet to watch, the other one will probably gonna drop, and I'm gonna have to watch that. So I love y'all, but not really. But yes, but no. So continuing, well, not continuing, but saying goodbye. Hope you guys have a good one. Naruto from the ancient clan of Daishi, master of summoning and stealing. As we'll get into the Land of Waves arc. There'll be a fun twist when Naruto and Haku meet. Yeah, Haku will still be a chick. I'm gonna make Haku a chick again. It feels weird to have Haku a guy, because I fell for the trap, and I'm like, I would have much rather had Haku be a chick, because then I wouldn't have felt weird being attracted to, like, thinking Haku was cute when it turned out to be a boy, and I'm like, well then, that was weird. I got tricked. I got trapped, and that's the name for it. So, see you guys.